Okay. All right, I think we're live. There was a bit of a struggle getting that going. I had to update everything, but now we're live. What's going on, guys? So I'll wait for everybody to join, and then anytime you guys have any questions about tinnitus, you just let me know. Yeah. And I hope everyone's doing well. When I get some more people in here, I'm going to show you some cool stuff. I've been working on some very cool stuff. Good morning, Alex. How you doing? How you doing, man? Hope you're well. Got a lot of people coming into the room already. That's great. Keep on coming in. What's going on? If you're watching this as a replay, because this will be hello from Chicago. Hello, how you doing? Hello from Bangkok. This is where I live. Wait, let me turn around so you can you flip the screen? Yeah. This is where I live. I'll show you if you're interested. It's my little balcony section. Lots of sun, as you can see. I hope you guys are getting enough sunlight. That's where I work from. I'm going to show you some cool stuff in a second. You're going to like it. Lots of money and lots of time into helping you guys, because I love what I do. Just finished swimming in the ocean. Amazing. Can we go to the gym if we're having vertigo? Yes, I don't see why not. You go to the gym, and if your vertigo gets worse, stop it. Hey, if you have vertigo, I still haven't figured out why this is. I have some theories though, but one of the best things I've ever found for people who have vertigo, Meniere's disease, like bouts of dizziness that seemingly come from nowhere, one of the best things you can do for that is cut out all dairy. Just cut out all dairy. Now, I'm not sure why that is. As I said, I have some theories, but just give it a go, because I've had some amazing results. And in fact, I've even had people contact me and tell me, you know, they follow my advice. And one of the main things, it's very common actually, one of the main things that people will say that really helps them is cutting out dairy. And I know that, you know, people will say, well, what about raw dairy? And, you know, mine is non-pasteurized and non-GMO and blah, blah, blah. That's great. Some people do okay with it. A lot of people don't, especially my Asian clients. Like, it's not very common for people. I live in Bangkok, obviously, so I live, like, you know, surrounded by Asian people. And milk isn't a big thing over here. You know, it's not really that popular. And even if they have, like, milk on the stores in 7-Eleven and whatnot, it's always, you know, like, it's barely milk. It's like some sugar milk-flavored drink. So something to think about, especially if you're Asian. If we don't have vertigo, though, must we cut... Oh, okay, so the question is, even if we don't have vertigo, should we cut out dairy? You don't have to do anything, but obviously changes need to be made if you have these symptoms. But yeah, I would cut out dairy. Look, even if a person doesn't have tinnitus, I would still cut out dairy. It can still cause problems, like digestive problems, even some psychological problems I've seen with people who get a bit like nervous and anxious and shaky and things like that when they have too much dairy or any dairy at all. You know, for example, if you're drinking coffee and you're drinking dairy in your coffee, like a cappuccino is with milk, so cappuccino and milk and whatever, and you're drinking coffee as well, you're getting like a double whammy. So, you know, I would cut out, either you can go to black coffee and cut out the milk, or you can just do the right thing and cut them both out. Take it slow, of course, but yeah. Can we take sunlight in the evening? Yeah, definitely. You should be getting AM and PM sunlight. You know, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, Sammy, who's a client and a friend of mine. I take him as a friend. And he was saying, hey man, I had a question, like, you know, he lives, maybe I shouldn't have said his name, but whatever, he's a cool guy. He wants to move to, you know, a different part of the world away from where he lives in the Western world. And he said, you know, I want to move away from here, but I want to keep this job online, and I have to have these office hours. So if I move to a different part of the world, I have to be working nights. So he'll have to be awake from, like, I'm guessing, like, what would that be? Like 11 until like 7 in the morning, something like that. And then he'll sleep during the day. And I said to him, absolutely fucking not. Because first of all, you won't get any sun, so how are you going to make any vitamin D? your hormones are going to be all messed up as well. You're going to be sickly because you're going to be avoiding the sun. Your mitochondria is not going to function properly. You're going to be covered in blue light the entire time. Like this is I'll show you where I live if you want to see, if it's of interest. This is my little home here. And these lights are never on. The only light I really have is from this. And I go out on my balcony like every 20 minutes and just stand in the sun in my little apartment. And that's what you guys should be doing too. If you work inside, try and get outside and get as much sun as you can because it's important. So I said to him, obviously, you shouldn't do that. That's a terrible idea. And he said, yeah, I think he knew. He said to me he knew that, but he just wanted me to hear it from me and stuff. And that's cool. Okay. Oh, there he is there. What's up, Sammy? Is it bad to smoke with tinnitus? Yeah, well, it's bad to smoke at all. So, yeah, don't smoke. They like banana milk in Korea. Well, there you go. That sounds gross, but there you go. Should we cut out activated nuts? You should cut out nuts altogether because they're full of oxalate and mold, by the way. One of the most common places that you're going to get mold toxicity and you're going to keep exposing yourself to mycotoxins from is like cashews and walnuts. And especially coffee beans. If you're drinking coffee from Starbucks, or there was somebody who contacted me because I get a lot of amazing messages from a lot of amazing people all over the world to tell me their stories of silence and to tell me, great things and to even share some great stories with me. And one story that I got maybe even a month or two ago was from somebody who contacted me to say they live in Canada. They live in Canada. And they work in some sort of fast food chain that you guys have there. I'm not sure what it would be, like Popeyes or whatever fucking... You can't even classify that shit as food, but whatever it is. And he was saying that their ice dispenser and their coffee dispenser is riddled with black mold, which is actually a common place for mold to be. So if you have a fridge with an ice dispenser, go and clean it out. Or just don't use it. It's up to you, but I would just I'd probably clean it out and use it. I mean, it's up to you though. But he was saying that he told the restaurant owners, the branch owners, this is bad, you're making people sick. And they're like, oh, just focus on the work, we'll handle that. And then a month later, it was still the same and getting worse. And they just didn't give a solitary fuck. Because, like a doctor, they just do the bare minimum. I heard something like doctors in America have 3 minutes in a room with them. Have you ever heard of such a fucking joke? I do Skype calls for an hour, and even that is we just make it on time. Because I want to hear their story for 20 minutes, then we want to talk about everything, and we talk a little bit, and then I write out the plan for them and everything. And we always go over, and that's fine, it's no extra cost, but the point is we always go over. And to think that anyone can understand a person's situation within 3 minutes is fucking ridiculous. Fuck off. What a joke. Anyway, so mold in restaurants and mold in Starbucks. Too much dairy is toxic. Yeah, toxic, I don't know, but I guess actually it's having a pretty bad effect on people's health. I believe my tinnitus is caused from temporomandibular joint related. Cut out oxalate. Let me ask you this. A Health Nut 76. Have you tried cutting out oxalate? And if so, let me know how it's going. Because that's the thing. People think I've got TMJ. I need to get this surgery. I have to get this. I have to get a mouth guard. I have to pay thousands. And then there's this me in the corner here being you should just stop eating the plants that have an affinity for joints. Oxalate. Okay, they combine with oxalic acid combines with calcium and other minerals to create oxalate crystals, and they have an affinity, which kind of is another word, a synonym for a magnet, and they go to your joints. And I have so many people who don't realize that they just have oxalate crystals all throughout their joints. There's even papers now about oxalate-induced arthritis. Think about all the money that's made in rheumatology, right? Joint problems. When all you have to tell people is stop drinking the fucking tea. Especially people in England, because they drink a lot of tea in England, where I was born actually. UK, England, Wales, Ireland, in the United Kingdom, they tend to drink a lot of tea, which is fair enough because it'd be so depressing living there. I'd probably do it too. No offense, I was born there. Don't hate on me. But that oxalate in tea is just over the top. Like it's oxalate soup. You're drinking little rocks and you don't even realize it. I've dealt with my left ear being blocked, hasn't popped in 5 years. Anything I can do to reverse this? On top of having tinnitus, it's hell. So much pressure, thank you. Do you know what caused it? It's probably some sort of parasite or mold in your eustachian tube that doesn't let you equalize the pressure. Have you gone to an ENT? Have they looked in your ear with an otoscope, which is like the little camera they use? Let me know. I need to know. Guys, ask me any questions, but I need to have a little bit of background. Just a little bit more information. Hope you're well. I'm well. Kinney Christina says, it's crazy how some junk food literally clogs up my ears. Oh, yeah. It's so funny to me that people don't realize that every single cell in your body would not be there unless you put something in your mouth and ate it to create those cells. Yet people don't think that what you put in your mouth, which makes up all of your cells, has any bearing on every single fucking part in your body. That is wild to me. It's so simple. Every single cell in your body is made from food, okay? So you need to eat food to make those cells. So what you eat makes up those cells. So the cells are made up from your food. So if there's a negative problem, it's from the food. Yes, there are exceptions, obviously, don't get me wrong. Obviously, nothing is black and white. It's grey, right? But you understand what I'm saying. Any success removing physical trauma-induced tinnitus? Yeah, you mean like a perforated eardrum? Question. I'm bald. Okay, you're bald. With cold showers, it's better to have it on your head more? Yeah, have it on your head, sure. How about natural almond butter? Jeremy, no, I would definitely suggest not eating that because almond butter is still almonds and it's, it doesn't matter if it's almonds, pistachios, peanuts, walnuts, whatever, it's still full of oxalate. Go and check out Sally K. Norton on Instagram and take a look at what she has to say about oxalates. She even has a book called Toxic Superfoods, and it's amazing. Jumped in a minute before bed. You're a friend too. Awesome, man. Yeah, don't start working nights. You'll kill yourself. Your health, anyway. I believe my tinnitus is caused from my TMJ. Can you help with that, even though it's a structure issue? Like I said before, cut out oxalate and let me know how that goes. I fucking love your attitude, Liam. Thank you very much. Thank you, Liam. How do you detox the oxalates? I've cut most out. Great. Well, there's no real way to detox the oxalates. Some people say, there's like you take citrus or you can take certain supplements, and I guess you could do that, but really you just stop taking them and they finally leave your body. Looking healthy, Liam, still doing the course. Great, that's awesome. Awesome, and thank you very much. Yeah, I've been eating a lot of food to try and put on muscle. So I'm guessing sugar, plants, oxalates? I'm not too sure. You mean cut all those things out? Yeah, slowly. Liam, what did I do just then? I just waved at somebody. Hello. Liam, which is the best vegetarian food that you actually help according to you? Okay, so I don't really see, I don't see plants as food. Look, you can eat plants for years in order to stop yourself from starving. There are some, vegans and vegetarians that do that, even though it's a really fucking stupid idea. And sorry if you're a vegan or vegetarian, but it's true. I'm not gonna bullshit you. But I see them as medicine. You can take like cilantro, coriander, thyme, basil, rose hip. In fact, I'm editing a document here, and I was just writing out a list of really good herbs and supplements that can help to kill viral particles, residual viral particles. Let me read them to you. You ready for this? I'll give you the whole list. Evening primrose oil, zinc liver chelate, St. John's wort, HP enzymes. HP enzymes is the best. It actually breaks down the viral particle. So virus is attached to the outer ring of your cells, okay, the membrane, and they use a protein to attach themselves to it. When you sever that protein, you can use HP enzymes to do that, the virus gets moved into the extracellular matrix and killed. Fun stuff. Berberine, wormwood, what else have we got here? ACS silver, L-lysine, garlic, quercetin. I'll just leave it at that. Those ones are pretty good, so you can try those. But yeah, so in terms of, plants to eat, just take it easy on that. Does ear surgery to fix eardrum hole make tinnitus worse? No, I don't think so. And if you have a perforated eardrum, you probably do need to get the surgery. Hey Liam, your opinion on pumpkin seeds against parasites? It's hard to reach para 3 here. Well, it's funny you mention that because there is a great company that has a supplement called Parafy. Her name is, God damn it, her name is Miss Rogers, something like that, Miss Rogers. And I've been testing out, telling some people who can't get para 1, 2, and 3. Just in case you guys didn't know, inside my course, part of the course is killing parasites. And I recommend para 1, 2, and 3. And they're expensive because they work, but they're hard to get. There's a new company I found, this woman from America who makes it all herself, and she ships anywhere in the world. And her name is Miss Rogers on Instagram. If you go into the people I'm following on Instagram and type Miss Rogers, you'll find her. And she has like a Parafy kit, and I've ordered it for myself to test. And I've had lots of people like urinate out parasites, defecate out parasites, pull parasites out of their nose while taking this. It's disgusting, but it's better out than in. It's good for you, I promise. ENTs. Okay, ENTs were useless. Stop the presses. Shocker, shocker. Who really? That's brand new information to me. They said I have inflammation in my nose, but I believe I got it during a car ride with terrible speakers, max volume. Since that day, my ear was blocked. This was in 2017, and I got it. It sounds like, well, fun fact, if you listen to, if you have a loud noise exposure or you listen to music too much, what actually happens is when your ears create enough energy and they burn enough energy to be able to hear those noises through a process called mechanoelectrical transduction, it actually releases free radicals or free oxygenated species. Maybe you've heard of this, ROS. And those little buggers, okay, basically a molecule that's missing an electron, float around the body and in the ear and in the brain and everywhere in the bloodstream, and they steal electrons from other cells and they cause inflammation. Now you need more electrons, which you can get from sunlight, grounding, going in the ocean, things like that. How are you going with my advice? Have you been applying it? And if so, for how long? Let me know. What do you think? What do you think about DMT, the very powerful hallucinogenic? I don't know. All this stuff like psilocybin, LSD, ayahuasca, DMT. I think that anything, unless you were like seriously like, if you're like a victim of like human trafficking, or you were like in the war or something, and you have PST so bad that you can't even leave your home, there's probably an argument for you to take something like that to try and fix yourself because you're so in such a bad way. But I've seen people ruin their lives taking this stuff. And I mean, really fuck it up. You watch Joe Rogan and you just hear like, yeah, like I fucking did this and I smoke weed and I fucking take psilocybin and bro, it's so cool. It's like, I don't know if that's the best thing to be telling people, man. Because I've seen people destroy their fucking lives on that shit. And I'm talking about personal friends of mine. So, they take it once and they're never the same and they're real messed up. So be careful. Be real careful. I wouldn't fucking touch it, but that's me. I got tinnitus in 2022, but yeah, man, thanks for what you do. You give me hope. Jeremy says, I'm joining your course today. It's been 15 months with tinnitus. Awesome. Love to hear it. That's awesome. Hello from Malaysia. My name is Erul. Hey, Erul. How are you, man? You know what I'm going to do now? I want to show you guys something very cool that I've been working on, and then we'll get back to the question. So as you guys know, I've been working on a tinnitus app, and this app's going to do a couple of different things. It's still very much in the early days, but it's freaking awesome. It's fucking cool. I've spent a lot of money on it so far, and I will spend a lot more. I've got a couple of people that I know in there kind of testing around with it, sending each other messages, all that sort of thing. My developer said there's another update he's just put up now, so we are going to have a look at it. I'm wondering how I'm going to show it to you. So it hasn't been themed or anything, so this is what it looks like at the moment. So what I'm going to do is just make a fake account. Tinnitus is not for life. Whoops. Just bear with me while I do this. I want to show you the sign up process because it's very, very cool. Okay. Tinnitus is not for life. And everybody knows that. I'm just going to make up a password. Okay. I want to show you what happens. Okay, so when you sign up, what's really cool about this is you can, add in your information and whatever, and I'm just going to say Narnia, because that's where I am. You keep that private. And what you can do is you can actually, and this is going to be more, you're going to be able to choose how severe your symptoms are in each ear. So let's say you have tinnitus or pulsatile tinnitus, hyperacusis, vertigo, hearing loss, and visual snow is going to have left and right too. But let's say you go, okay, so I've got tinnitus in my left ear and it's like unbearable. It's like, I can't even sleep. I'm on amitriptyline and a little bit in this ear. And also recently I got a bit of noise sensitivity in that same ear and none in my right ear. And I'm starting to hear a little bit of my heartbeat in both of my ears. Let's just say that. And you watch my videos and you think, maybe I really don't have hearing loss. It's just kind of like, it's just I can't hear much with the tinnitus. You can go back and change it. So let's go save and continue. And then all that pops up is the ones that you've chosen. And of course you can go back and change this at any time. So let's say you go, okay, so tinnitus, so what caused that? So what you can do is you can either go in and actually choose from these lists of, most common causes. So concussion, ear infection, mold, blah, 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 or you can choose unknown. Or you can choose something totally random, like clowns, like whatever. Maybe you have a fear of clowns, who knows? Or you can choose multiple things. Like let's say, it was, let's say noise trauma, because let's say you're a drummer, and then I got lack of sleep and that made it worse. And the pulsatile tinnitus, let's just say the hyperacusis came on at the same time. And then pulsatile tinnitus, let's just say unknown, because you're like, that just kind of came on. Okay, so that's like your little profile. Go save and continue. It's going to be actually a lot cheaper than that, so don't worry about it. Oh, and also, if you join this, every single payment goes towards unlocking the courses. So it's basically free if you think about it. It's pretty fucking awesome, actually, if I'm honest. Next. See, it's very bare. But here's something that's very cool. There are some preset rooms. It'll look different to this. Let's say you want to find people just like you. So you can make a group. So how cool is this? So you make a group and you call it the Liam Squad. Okay? And you can upload a photo and whatever. And you can, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This is the group, this is what it is. And this will be private, by the way. And so you can add members. So you can add members by their name. Okay, we'll get rid of their email, but their name. And you can go, okay, well, I want to find people like me. So you go, I want to find people who have tinnitus and pulsatile tinnitus, and they got it from what they don't know and noise trauma. And you can generate users, and then it will bring up the people who match this, okay? And you can either add them, okay? You can add them here, and not add them. And then you can create the group, okay? And then you have your own private group, and inside of your own private group, you'll be able to do your own live streams. So you can set tasks, you can talk to each other, it's private from everyone else, you can do your own live streams. and everything like that. And it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. This is basically the website I've been working on. I will show you guys a little bit about it. This is everything I've been working on. Pretty epic. You get the idea. And of course, the rest of the whole website's getting an entire makeover as well. And it's looking pretty awesome. So cool things coming. I'm just putting everything in one place. But you get the point. Just wanted to show you guys that. And when the app is ready, I will let you guys know. It's going to be pretty awesome. Cool. Let's see. Someone got a root canal removed. Awesome. So this person's saying the root canal was infected and looked terrible. I have a suspicion it was the root canal rotting away for years. Yeah, well, root canals fail 100% of the time. It's just dead tissue in the body. Any dentist that said root canals are safe is ridiculous. It's crazy to me because these are healthcare experts who've been trained for, if you're a dentist, what is that, like 7 years or something like that, 8 years? And they're supposed to know a lot, and they don't even know that, well, they do know, but they just ignore it, I guess, for money. That if you leave dead tissue attached or into the body, you're going to get an infection, you're going to get sepsis, and you're going to have chronic disease, or you're going to die. It's very interesting. Is gluten bad? Yeah, it's not great. Do you see a lot of people with TMJ tinnitus? I have TMJ, and my ear won't stop ringing. Yeah, I see, it's very common. Do we need to take some sort of binder with Para 1, 2, and 3? If so, which one? Yeah, you can take the biotoxin binder from Cellcore, because that one, when you start killing parasites, they release biotoxins. So you can get that and that'll grab them, make sure it doesn't really cause anyone damage. Does ear exercise really help or not? What exactly do you mean by an ear exercise? I honestly hope I find you... That's nice. I hope I find you on Joe Rogan podcast discussing tinnitus. That'd be cool. Yes. So this is good to hear. I've been applying your advice for a few months and it's been good. But honestly, coffee is my kryptonite. My tinnitus went from a 10 to like a 4. I drink coffee still. I need more discipline. So that's great. So your tinnitus, if you quit coffee and you do some other things, your tinnitus will probably be gone in like, who knows, another 6 months, 10 months total, and you'll have silence. So that's good. That's amazing. Well done on the effort. That's fantastic. Can you eat banana and sweet potato? I mean, you can, but, it's not the best thing for you. I implement cold showers, semen retention, and carnivore diet. Nice. Yeah, the semen retention, I've heard some things about that. So, I'm not against it at all. Go for it. That's, I've heard it helps testosterone or something. Yesterday I read DMT can regenerate certain cells in the brain and help heal your brain from injuries. Some people let drugs take over their life. Yeah, I mean, there's no denying that it definitely helps a lot of people. Yeah, okay. Could cavitations cause tinnitus? Yeah, if it's an infection, definitely. Liam, I have completed my doctor's degree, and after listening to you, I am not going to take ENT specialization. That's pretty epic. What do you suggest I go for? Well, I mean, it's your life, so, it's up to you what you want to do. I mean, you have to kind of balance it with, you probably have a big student loan now, so whatever money you want to make back, you have to make it back, I guess, and pay back the, I don't know what country you're in. In Australia, we have something called HECS. I know that in America, you get like a bank loan or something, or the university loans it to you. But it's up to you, man, whatever you actually like and whatever you want to do that helps people, it's up to you. In 2021, I had 2 teeth implants and 2 vax shots. 6 months later, I got tinnitus. Yeah, that's a bit of a combo, my man. So with the jabs, and I was talking about this, yesterday or the day before? With the jabs, That's going to take some time to get out of your system, but I've got plenty of testimonials of people getting silence after the vaccine, so you'll be fine. Does autophagy destroy parasites and mold within the body? Dry fasting will, and autophagy is a side. Well, autophagy comes on when you're dry fasting because it dehydrates the cells, and the parasites and mold need water to survive and actually kills them. But, you know, parasites can go into this sort of sleep mode. It's a really non-professional way to put it, but they can really parasites can outlast a fast. Mold, not so much. So go and get Parafy. I'm buying your course tonight. Awesome. Thank you, bro. You're a guardian angel in human form. That's very nice. Thank you. Where can we get the course? Also, will the app be free to those who join the course already? Yeah, the people who are in any of my courses, whether it's Light, Triumph, Tinnitus 3 or Silence, I'll give you guys a very long free trial of the app when it's ready. How have you been? I've been good. Are people supposed to have their tooth removed or root canal? Look, I mean, I'll tell you something. Root canals are very dangerous because they leave in dead tissue in the body. They sever the blood flow and they sever the nerves, so the immune system can't get in there to get rid of the pathogens that are coming because there's now no blood flow. The nerve is severed, so you can't feel how absolutely horrifically painful it is. So you've got a bad combination of stuff going on there. I would never get a root canal in my life. I personally would just get my tooth pulled and get an implant. That's what I would do. It's up to you what you do. It's completely your life. But I would never fucking get a root canal ever. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. It's so bad. Go watch the movie Root Cause. Go watch that. Okay, if anyone has any more questions, I'm going to put this replay on my my channel. Do you have any advice to clean ears safely without going to a doctor? Yeah, doctors don't do a really good job. I mean, I probably wouldn't do those high pressure water guns because they seem to inflame the eardrum. But you can go to people who will just scrape it out because you need some earwax to protect your ears. But yeah, I'll spread the word on root canals. Yeah, they're very dangerous. Does Ayurvedic medicine work? I've heard it's not that bad, but they really focus on eating lots of plants, so it's not that good. Implants are so unhealthy too. Yeah, I've heard they are, and I've heard they aren't. I mean, do you have any sort of alternatives? Because as far as I can see, implants are the way to go, but that's just my take on it. For the material for implants, I've had people do titanium and zirconium, something like that. I've only had a couple of people do it, but I can ask them. But titanium and zirconium. Welcome everybody. If you have any questions, let me know. Don't be shy. Just type your questions in, and I will get it back to you. And I hope everyone's doing well. I'm excited for you guys to get the app. It's going to be amazing. And as I said, you can make your own rooms. You can do it private. You can direct message each other. There's going to be content in there. There's going to be a way for you to track everything. You'll be able to see grids and graphs, and you can track your own tinnitus and drag across, and you can section out different things, and you can meet people who got tinnitus the same way that you got it, same causes, same symptoms, all that sort of stuff. Are your books available on your course? Not yet. The book is going to be only available with the Silence course, and the course isn't done yet. So when it's done, I'll let you know. I use eucalyptus or peppermint spray in the gym sauna to open up my eustachian tubes and improve breathing in general. Could be overdoing the spray in the sauna be bad? Thank you. I mean, how often are you going to the sauna? Every day? By the way, those muscle balls you recommend a long time ago for releasing tension, I love them. They are wonderful. Sometimes I use them to put them to sleep. Yeah, they're amazing. I use them too here. Like when I have, where I go to the gym a lot, so whenever I have like tension here or like in my neck, I use them there. They're really good for posture as well. Whoa, I just finished watching the documentary Root Cause, all about how harmful root canals are. Yeah, they're really horrific. They're horrific. 4 days a week, take a break on the spray. After 2 days of dry fasting, my tinnitus reduced from a 10 to a 5. Love to hear it. You're doing great stuff. Are wired headphones okay for 1 hour a day in the gym? Yeah. I use big headphones in the gym. It's fine. Alan Bennett, send me a message. We'll meet up in Bangkok. I had the root canal stuck in there for about 8 to 9 years. God damn, how long do you think it will take to achieve silence? Yeah, look, I wish I could tell you, like, let's add all these things together, and if you have this, it's going to take this long, and if you have this, it's going to take that long, and yada, yada, yada. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. But if you're doing the right stuff and you're doing it for long enough, generally getting to silence is pretty quick. For some people, it can take a long time. Some people get stuck, and I have to work with them to figure out what we're going to do and what we need to add, and that takes a bit of time. When we figure it out, it always works. But I would just say, just as long as you're doing the right stuff and you're taking it slow. Like, guys, if you start, like, wearing blue blocking glasses on the same day as you go carnivore and dry fasting and exercising and blah, 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 you're doing too much too quickly. You got to take it slow, you got to take it a bit slower. Otherwise, you're going to burn yourself out. Oh, would wireless, my mistake, sorry, headphones once a day for the gym suck? Word sticking to wired, I'm looking for a new pair. Look, I mean, if you're going to use wireless once a day, that's fine. I mean, whatever, it's totally fine. And I know what you mean. Like, sometimes when I'm in the gym, because I go like once a day, and it's when you pull it out, it's like, fuck. I mean, I get so angry. I just like, you're trying to do an exercise and they fall out, and like, oh my, because you hit the wire. Oh. Tinnitus related to burning feet, diet, and nerves. Are you saying that they all came on at the same time? Like, you got burning feet, and are you experiencing neuropathy? Are you experiencing like an electric shock in your extremities? Everyone else, all the new people, please ask any questions. I'm going to put this video on YouTube and Instagram. Would you ever consider doing small conventions or presentations around the world and charge tickets for a great presentation and Q&As? It helps people and possibly a good business opportunity, maybe. Yeah, I would love to. I would love to do that. I mean, I actually tried to do one in London when I was there recently, when I was leaving Albania to come here. But unfortunately, the weekend that I was there was this massive public holiday, and every one of my clients who was like, I would come, they're like, dude, like, I'm away, for this entire time that you're here, and these people have like never left London in like a year. So it was just bad timing, but I'd love to do that. I'd love to film it. I mean, I've gone on, a huge broadcast network in Albania to talk about my tinnitus. I've been interviewed by some big people. So yeah. Can hormonal imbalances in women cause tinnitus? I mean, if it affects your sleep, and if you have like problems during your cycle and you have a lot of pain and all that sort of stuff, then yeah, it could probably have an indirect effect. Make sure you're getting enough magnesium, copper, saturated fat. And there's a girl that I know that you should follow. If you have hormonal problems, you should follow, she's a German girl, she's a friend of mine on Instagram, Miss Biohacker. Her name's Laura, she's German, she's a very nice girl. Just tell her I said that you should follow her because she's very good. If multiple 3-day dry fasts haven't had any effect, what does that mean? Your case is a hard one, man, I'll be honest, because we've been working on you for a while. I won't talk too much about your situation publicly because you got a bit of a situation, but your family home situation sounds really messed up. I mean, it sounds like you're under a huge amount of stress all the time with your family. You know what we're talking about, family situation. I would say that's the first thing that needs to be handled before fasting or anything like that, because if you're still dealing with that stuff you're in there, I mean, I don't know how you deal with that. It's really severe, man. I got to be honest, it's full on. Does using white noise during sleep while having tinnitus is a good idea? If it helps you sleep, go for it. Personally, I would rather you have a little water feature by your bed rather than like an electronic machine, but it's up to you. No, tinnitus came first with bad diet and stress. All right, well, what are you doing now to fix it? How's your lifestyle now? Only fruit diet for a month or two, does it help? You mean like going fruitarian? Don't do that. You'll make yourself very sick. I'm thinking about joining the course. What's the difference between Triumph over Tinnitus 3 and Light and Silence? Okay, good question. So I'll start with Silence. So Silence is going to be the best. It's going to be the best one. It hasn't been released yet. It's going to be $1,000, $997. It's going to have... How do I explain it? It's so good. I've worked on Silence for about 2.5 years now. There's Light, which is $97, which took me like 3 months to make. Triumph over Tinnitus 3, which is like the third of, that line, which is $297. It took me about a year to make. Silence took me about, as I said, 2.5 years. Silence has a physical book attached to it, and it has a very intensive survey system where you fill out surveys, and it's got what's called a domino theory. I'll explain. So in Light and Triumph over Tinnitus 3, essentially what you have is like, here's what tinnitus is, here's what causes it, here's what you should do about it. Light is just a course. There's no Facebook group, there's no nothing. It's just take this, it's only $97, good luck, it's an amazing course. It really is. Triumph over Tinnitus 3 has a Facebook group. I'm not in that Facebook group so much. I'm even changing the marketing to say that I'm not going to be in it so much because I'm going to be in the app instead. But Triumph over Tinnitus 3 has a Facebook group. I have a moderator in there. Everyone talks. Sometimes I do live streams, but not so much recently. It's more intensive. It's got surveys. You have every time it's 8 modules. You learn basically everything I know. But Silence, and by the way, anyone in Triumph over Tinnitus 3 now, you get Silence for free. I know I've been saying that for a long time, but don't worry, no one's missed out. Silence just hasn't been released yet. Silence has what's called the domino theory, where I list fucking everything, okay, in 2 different aspects. There's aspect 2 and aspect 1. Aspect 2 is what's happening right now that you're doing that you shouldn't be. Eating nuts, not getting sunlight, not sleeping properly, using Bluetooth headphones, not exercising, living a sedentary lifestyle, and 20 other things. That's aspect 2. We handle that first. Aspect 1 are things in your past that happened that are still affecting you now. Root canal, toxic breast implants, mesh in your body, emotional trauma from your younger years, living in a moldy home or exposure to mold in the past, these sorts of things. And there's many, many more things. And I use surveys and I go through with you, automated, and I go this, and you read the book and you do the course, and it's a physical book, and by the end you have your own customized list of what to do in what order, and it's different to anyone else's. It's completely, the difference is between Silence, so you have Triumph over Tinnitus 2 and Light, and you have Silence over here, and Silence is the big boy, which is why it's much more expensive, and it's 100% customizable. It's fucking sick. It's awesome. So those are the differences between that, and of course then there's going to be the Tinnitus Pal app. And let me tell you something. Oh, by the way, if you get Triumph over Tinnitus 3, you just get Light for free. There's no, and also if you get Silence, you get those 2 courses for free as well. I don't stack these products on top of each other and try to make as much money as I can. It doesn't fucking work like that. If you get Silence for $1,000, you just get everything else for free. You get it all thrown in. If you get Triumph over Tinnitus 3, you get Light for free. And let me tell you something else. If you pay $97 for Light, okay, then Triumph over Tinnitus 3, which is $297, I deduct $97 from Triumph Over Tinnitus 3, and it's only $200. So you never pay more than you would if you bought it in a different order. You don't pay $297 for Triumph Over Tinnitus 3, and then another $97 for Lite in case you want it. I just don't play that fucking game. That's just a money-grabbing game. That's just what ENTs do. It's like, how do we fucking extract the most amount of money from these fucking people who need help? I, on the other hand, want to actually fucking help you guys. I care, but I have to obviously charge something because I love this and it's my job, and I got to eat. You know, it works like that. With Tinnitus Pal, it's got the live streams and everything you've seen before, and all the tracking. It's going to be sick, and it's all private. Every single payment you put in Tinnitus Pal goes up, up, and up, and it unlocks these digital courses. You understand? So if you're like, oh, well, I don't want to spend that money up front, or I want to just have a little bit of an intro or like an introduction into what Liam does, I want to meet some of the people who are doing his course, I want to get into the community first, you can just join for $50 a month in Tinnitus Pal. It's not ready yet, it's still working on it. You can join it, and then each month, as soon as you hit over $97 in total, you just get Lite for free. It just gets added to your members area. As soon as you get $297, this gets added for free. And there's different like tiers, and in Tinnitus Power you can have like, 2 live streams a month or 3 different features. It's freaking awesome. No one's ever done this. No one's ever done it like this, and it's very generous. So I'm very excited. So that's the difference. Thanks for asking. And let me know if you need some help with that. Could I get spike of tinnitus if I switch diets? Yeah, definitely. Do you go into depth on supplements in your course? I get pretty into it, yeah. Especially in Triumph Over Tinnitus 3. There's a bonus section that goes really into it. I'm in Triumph Over Tinnitus 3. Honestly, thank you for offering silence for free for anyone in Triumph Over Tinnitus 3. You're extremely appreciated. You're welcome. Yeah, if I was going to sell silence and not give it away for free, I'd probably make about $300,000. I make a lot of fucking money off that, but it's not about the money. I could give a shit. Whoa, I can't wait. You're fucking amazing, Liam. You're welcome. You mentioned mold as a contributing factor. How do you detox from mold? Okay. There's different herbs you can use. Coriander, which is also cilantro, rosehip, sage. I have a whole list. I just have to remember what they are. If you go onto YouTube, this is what I tell every person, right? If you go onto YouTube and you go and look at, type in Jill Krista, Jill Krista, nasal spray, and she has a whole list of herbs that will help you. For the love of Jesus and Muhammad and Allah and space aliens, the whole shebang, don't squirt it up your nose. That's fucking crazy. Make an inhalation, put some drops in there, cover it with a tea towel, lift it up, take it in like that, cover it up again. It's like the native Indian smoke signals. You understand? Don't squirt it up your nose. It's just painful and it's just unnecessary. That's how you do it. Okay, just to reiterate, Bluetooth headphones for the gym for 5 hours out of the week isn't a problem. It's not that big of a problem, no. Perfectionist, no, that's fine. Ask any question you want. I don't see it to be a big problem. Yeah, Johnny said a good point here. You detox from mold with sauna. Sauna, okay. I have many books that I can recommend, but the one book that I suggest that every person reads is called The Toxin Solution by Joe Pizzorno. Pizzorno. I read it like 3 times in Albania. And it talks about how some of the toxins inside of your body you just cannot get rid of. It's impossible without a sauna. And they tested this as well. However, I kind of disagree because I think you could probably do it with dry fasting. But dry fasting is very difficult for some people because of, they might be predisposed to kidney stones, or they might be just too slim, or they're too worried about it, or they take medications they can't stop taking, or they're just a bit nervous about it, which is fine. Sauna can help. Sauna. In my building, excuse me, I have an onsen. It's very cool. I go in the boiling hot onsen, and then I go into the sauna, and it's amazing. You feel, it's incredible. I go twice a day. Don't do that. I'm just used to it, okay? If you do that, you'll dehydrate yourself. Remember to take electrolytes and salts and magnesium, potassium, copper. Eat liver. Eat liver, guys. I mean, how many people here are eating liver at least semi-daily? You got to eat that stuff. Come on. All right, sign me up. I'm going to head over to join your Triumph Over Tinnitus 3 course and wait for the silence course. Good plan. And you also get light for free too. I'll put a link to Triumph Over Tinnitus 3 in my story after this. You can join there. Let me know if I have any questions. There's a 90-day refund guarantee. If, not that you'll need it, but if anyone's like, oh, I have to, it's just to make you feel safe. And also, remember guys, I have the cheapest, most effective course in the world. It gets the most people to silence the quickest with the best refund guarantee in the world. I'm doing this because I love you. I really, really care. I give a fuck. I really do. Not a lot of people who work in the tinnitus industry can fucking say that. Not at all. The same people who care about helping people with tinnitus, the ENTs on Instagram, I'll post on their posts where they say, food doesn't help anyone with tinnitus. And I'm like, here's the first person I helped. Here's the second. Here's the third. You're wrong about this. And they just delete it. You would think if someone gave a shit about their patients, because they're a doctor, you would think if they gave a fuck about their patients, they would be calling me up and saying, oh my God, Liam, fucking tell me everything you know about it so I can write it down and take notes so I can give it to my patients. But it's not about that, is it? The success of the patient is secondary, okay, to financial gain. That bottom line is what's number one in their head. And don't forget that. When someone tells you your tinnitus is for life, okay, and they're trying to get you to sign on the dotted line and pay $6,000, just take a breath and think. Does this person really have my best interest in heart? And ask them, does lifestyle change positively impact tinnitus? And if they say no, they're lying to you because every doctor has read the literature that shows that it does. So fuck them, okay? Tinnitus is not for life. I've been spraying it up my nose for a month, so you don't get used to it. Yeah, don't do that. What can I do? Yes, Elvis. Okay, what can I do if I'm stuck for more than a year at level 1? So Elvis, so you were doing really well. You had your tinnitus was high. Then you got it all the way down to level 1. Now it's stuck at a level 1. Can you tell me about? So usually when I have someone stuck at level 1, it's usually a couple of things. It can be you live with a toxic person. You live in a very EMF-rich home, non-native EMF. You have a tooth problem, mesh in your body. You obviously don't have breast implants. Something like that. So how's your social life? How's your situation with your family, your friends, the people you live with? How's your job? Do you live in a moldy home? Do you have I don't know if you want to spend the money though, but you're so close to silence. There is something you can get called a TRI meter, a TRI meter, and you can use it to test the Wi-Fi exposure in your home. And you can see how that, if there's any sort of like serious sort of levels which could be affecting your sleep. Because usually I tell people, time is what helps people get to silence. But if you're being stuck at 1 for a year, then that's a long time. First of all, congratulations on getting it all the way down to a 1, but now we need to get you to silence because that's what we're here for. We're not here to decrease tinnitus, we're here to get to silence. Do you think we'll ever reach a point where ENTs will check urine and blood to test for toxicity as a first response to tinnitus? Fuck no. No way. Yes, raw liver. It's sweet. I honestly can't do the cooked. The smell kills me. Yeah, it's pretty rank, isn't it? When I eat liver, I have it with onions. Or I go to a hot pot in Bangkok. And I just cook it up with some bacon and I eat so much meat. It's just I can't imagine not eating meat. I mean, I'd rather take a bath with my dad than not eat meat. I mean, fuck that. Okay, here's a really good point, and this is true. Some people say cuddling with animals like cows and dogs provide us with electrons because they continuously stay on grass and ground, and that is 100% true, and it's been proven. Electrons flow to wherever there is a deficit. So if you have an animal like a dog that runs around outside and stays in the sun and sleeps on the ground and touches the ground, it's absorbing a lot of negatively charged electrons. If you're inside all the time and you're under EMF and you're eating food that literally steals electrons from your body, and you're blasting music and those free radicals are running around your body stealing electrons, you're becoming electron deficient and your mitochondria aren't working properly. It's just a fucking disaster. When you hold a dog or a cat, I mean, a hamster's not going to work because it's not running around anywhere, or probably like a dog or something, then yeah, you are getting the electrons from that. That's why old people's homes, they love it when the dogs come around, because A, they're cute, and B, they get to get this big surge of electrons. Because look at old folks' homes, it's torture. They just stay inside and look out the fucking window. I mean, Jesus. Fucking, I'd rather be euthanized. I think it's called an EMF reader. Yeah, it is, and Trimeter does the best ones. Does high blood pressure and insomnia can make tinnitus worse? Well, yeah, if you're not getting enough sleep, you're in trouble. I mean, you got to find out the causes for those. It's probably dietary or stress related. Do you think people achieve silence more commonly in the summer due to sunlight exposure, less stress, and unintentional grounding? Yeah, and not only that, people in who live on the equator tend to achieve silence quicker too because they live in sunny countries. Can chicken meat be a replacement for red meat? Sure. I mean, if you can't eat red meat for religious purposes, or you just can't get access to it, or you can't afford it, chicken is better than pizza or grain or lasagna or some, vegan nonsense, for sure. For sure. Okay. Who has any more? We can keep going if anyone has any more questions for me. I'm just going to be sitting here for the next 8 hours working anyway. What about white rice? I live in Asia and everybody eats rice here. Yeah, I live in Asia too, and I don't really see that many people eat rice, to be honest, but we might live in different countries. Eat meat, buddy. I mean, go to hot pots, eat meat, go to the supermarket, go to the street vendors, get the meat on the stick. Do that. How to fix your gut, as my tinnitus is related to gut issues. Okay, stop eating white rice, stop eating lectin-rich foods. Try, you know what? A lot of the time when people have a gut issues, it's actually parasites. So I would suggest going to, I'm going to look her name up now so that I get it right. Oh, did you hear that? Jesus. Being 6'4" has its benefits, but not when you're sitting at a desk all day. It is not good. Okay. MissRogers.hood. MRSROGERS.hood. MissRogers.hood on Instagram. Her Parafy kit it seems to be working amazingly, and it's cheaper than Cellcore's products, and it ships worldwide. Give it a go if you have the money. And, speak to your doctor and all that good stuff too. I have to say that, but it is what it is. Liam, is ruptured eardrum person who got surgery for it, is they get fully silenced? Yeah, I've had people who've been slapped in the ears and perforated their eardrum, and they, on top of getting surgery to fix it, which I think people should get, because, you could run into a pretty bad problem if you don't get it fixed. And they got silenced. So yeah, definitely. Does sprinting help in tinnitus? Yes, it does, because it raises testosterone, which improves your mental health, your mental clarity, and your sleep. Also improves your sexual function for men and women. And also, long-distance cycling, long-distance jogging for hours every day is a bad idea. That's a great way to mess up your hormones. Oh, it says I have 1 minute, 30 seconds left on this live stream. Let's see how many questions I can get done. Ba-ba-ba. You mentioned white meat, so if I eat whiter meat, will it take longer to silence than beef? Well, I personally think beef is better because it contains more fat and it's got more protein, amino acids and everything. Where is the best place for me to start with all this? Go through my Instagram, go through all the pages, and I'm going to post some links to my courses, which you pay for, but you can check them out, or you can just check out my free advice. But I'll put some links on my stories after this and you can take a look. Very lightly considering taking steroids, pure testosterone. Bad idea. I don't know too much about it, man, to be honest. I mean, my best friend is like a testosterone expert. His name's Chris Manak. Chris, M-A-N-A-K. He has a YouTube channel. He talks about testosterone. Instead of cold showers, can it be replaced with hot baths? Well, you can replace it with that, but I would do both. I do cold showers and I do the onsen and the sauna. What do you think about breathing exercises? I think that Wim Hof breathing exercise is fucking stupid and it's caused a lot of people to have tinnitus. Is drinking cacao with hot water okay? Yeah, actually, it's actually helps a lot of people with their hyperacusis. Just don't do it too much. All right, 7 seconds left. It says, I love you guys very much. We'll do this again soon and watch the replay. Have a great day.